how good Landers is. You know what Intimidate does. You know how it's an offensive pivot, a bulky pivot, um, choice band, choice scarf, Z move, supersonic sky strike, tectonic rage, continental crush, or maybe something else. U-turn, and then it gets defog and explosion. So that's pretty much the staple sets and stuff like that. Then also run a Yachi Berry for the more counter format type thing. Calm Mind, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, um, Z Fly, things like that. So it gets Swords Dance and Rock Polish as well. So it can be a nice double dance setup variant. And it was a super solid ground immunity for the route I wanted to go. Immediately I wanted Mega Diancie, and then me and a buddy was talking about it, and we decided that my buddy was going to get Mega Diancie, and I was actually going to get Mega Scizor, but and so we just waited on our very next week. I felt like I stuttered there and like bubbled my mouth a minute or something. Anyways, next up we grabbed Zera Aura, and like I mentioned, weak only to Earthquake, and Landers is an Earthquake immunity, so that's pretty solid. This thing gets really solid coverage. It gets a new move, first of all, called Plasma Fist, which is a base 100 electric type physical type attack that has, I think, 24 PP, which is really solid. It gets Thunderbolt and Discharge, obviously, as well, and I think Volt Switch. So that's really solid. It gets Acrobatics, Close Combat, Outrage, Drain Punch, Fake Out, Endeavor, Facade, Fire Punch, Grass Knot, Hidden Power of Choice. Gets the ability Volt Absorb. And after you use Plasma Fist, all normal type moves become electric type, so that if your opponent clicks in a normal type move or a normal type attack versus you after you attack it with Plasma Fist, then it will become an electric type move, and your Volt Absorb will absorb that damage. So it's really solid. And yeah, Life Orb, Magnet, Zap Plate, um, Expert Belt, Leftovers, Berry, all kinds of different sets you can run with this thing. Really excited to use it. It's got a super cool design in my opinion, so really excited to use that bad boy. Next up we have Como-O, which is our second Stealth Rocker on the team, behind Landorus Therian being our first. Como-O gets Stealth Rocks, it gets Dragon Dance, it gets Dragon Claw, Clanging Scales, Draco Meteor, Close Combat, Brick Break, Bulk Up, Autotomize, Aqua Jet. Excuse me, not Aqua Jet, but Aqua Tail. It has base 75 HP, base 125, and base 105 defense and special defense. Base 110 attack, base 100 special attack with base 85 speed. So not too slow, and has really solid bulk and attack potency with Dragon Dance and things like, I think it also gets Work Up. It gets Sub Belly Drum, so Sub Belly Drum Salic set could be really nice. Really solid Pokemon overall. Next up we have Necrozma, which is a bulky psychic type of Pokemon, and something my team desperately needed. I had no psychic resist or immunity, and had one weakness, and as well, like, this thing has an ability called Prison Armor, so it receives 75% of normal damage at like 3/4 of super effective attacks, and can run things like Cobra Berry, Cassie Berry, what's the other one? The bug type reducing move. Or berry, excuse me. Uh, I forgot what it's called. It'll come to me. But anyways, you get Leftovers, Life Orb for like an offensive set, like Photon Geyser, Knockoff, Heat Wave, Morning Sun, Stealth Rock, Calm Mind, Autotomize. Very bulky, very bulky with high HP, high defense, and high special defense. It's a super solid mon and a nice Stealth Rocker, and a pretty solid switch into fighting types. You can avoid having to rely on Supersonic Sky Strike from Landers on fighting types now. So yeah, next up we have Iron Lock, our boy Scizor here. With the Technician ability, this thing hits really hard with things like U-Turn, Bullet Punch, and I believe Knockoff if you don't have an item. So yeah, choice band sets, assault vest sets, leftover sets, life orb, steel plate, Akaberry, U-turn, bullet punch, pursuit, knockoff, superpower, brick break, agility, baton pass, all kinds of stupid things this thing can do. It's a really solid Pokemon, and I'm excited to use it again. It's been a really long time since I've used Scizor. I can't actually remember the last time I did. But yeah, Scizor is really, really great. But it does have a fire weakness. And right now, outside of Como, we don't have a fire resist for Scizor reliably. So yeah, have to get that up and patch that hole in my team. And to do that, we decided to grab Primarina. Primarina is a water type, fairy type Pokemon with the ability Torrent and Liquid Voice. We all know what Torrent does, but excuse me. But what Liquid Voice does is after, well, it's automatically into play. So this Pokemon's sound-based moves become water type. So you basically can use Hyper Voice or Uproar or something like that and get water stab out of it. So that's pretty cool. So Hyper Voice, Scald, Moonblast, Taunt. I'm not sure if it gets Taunt. I know it gets Encore though, and Encore's a really solid move. With Choice Specs, Life Orb, Splash Plate, Pixie Plate, this thing can hit extremely hard. Could be an Assault Vest variant with Mirror Coat or something like that. Could be a really cool tech. But yeah, just another Pokemon that I definitely wanted to use in this league. I actually had a plan for the starters in this draft, and I really, really wanted to draft all three of them. But yeah, that's going to be it for Primarina, and we can hop into our second half of our draft right now. All kinds of different things. He gets Taunt and Thunder Punch for water types. He gets Will-O-Wisp, U-Turn, Momentum, which is really nice. So yeah, just a really solid mon in general, especially with the Intimidate ability. Fire Dark is a really, really solid typing in my opinion. I think this is only like the second outside of Houndoom and its evolution line. Um, this is only the second Fire Dark Pokemon we've got. But yeah, that's going to be it for this pick, and we can move on to our eighth pick on the draft, which actually is the Decidueye. So we managed to get all three of the starter type Pokemon from Gen 7. Super, super solid. This thing can be Assault Vest, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Leftovers, Cobra Berry, um, all sorts of different sets. Can be like a berry reducing item. It gets Brave Bird and U-Turn. It gets Leaf Blade and Spirit Shackle. So Spirit Shackle is a new move introduced by Decidueye. It is a ghost type move, which once you make contact with your Spirit Shackle, it's literally a shackle. It prevents your opponent. It prevents the target from switching out afterwards. Thus, giving you momentum in the sense that your opponent cannot double switch and is forced to stay in on this turn. So yeah, just a really solid mono overall, and I was really, really happy to be able to get all the starter types all together on one squad. I don't know if that's ever been done in Gen 7 draft leagues, but yeah, that was something I wanted to do, and I was able to do it. Next up, we have Glaceon, one of the evolutions. It is the Ice type Pokemon. Um, As you heard me start to want to say something, I couldn't get it out. So we have Z moves, and we're limited to I think 23 points, maybe 25 points. I think we had a revote on it, and it was 25 points for Z moves. And I chose Landorus Therian, Incineroar, and Glaceon. So Glaceon's my last Z move user alongside of Landorus Therian and Incineroar. So we got some nice Sub-Zero Slammers potentially. This thing gets Ice Shard, so that's really nice. Baton Pass, Ice Beam, Frost Blast, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Roar, Toxic, Wish Protect. So yeah, just a really solid mon overall. It has basically the Ice type moveset and all the normal type and like secret text that other evolutions have, along with Wish, like I mentioned. In the Hail, this thing gets two different abilities that's really solid. Snow Cloak, which means your evasiveness is now multiplied by 1.25, and then it has Ice Body. So I would restore 1/16 of my max HP each turn, and I would be, in both abilities, immune to Hail. I think all Ice types are. We sport a base 130 special attack, base 110 and 95 defense and special defense respectively, with base 65 HP and base 65 speed and base 60 attack, but not really going to be using it much outside of like Ice Shard for things like Zygarde, Landorus Incarnate, Garchomp, so on and so forth. Oh, so yeah, next up, we're finally grabbing Mega Diancie. I don't need to say much about this. I think this is like the fourth time I've drafted it in league draft play. I think I had it once in the IT, I had it once in the World Showdown Series, and once in the CPCD League. I think, pretty sure that's what it was. Anyways, we have base 160 attack and special attack, so it hits like a fucking nuke. Base 110 defense, special defense, and speed with base 50 HP. Magic Bounce ability, Rock Fairy Stab, superb, absolutely phenomenal coverage. Gets Earth Power, Calm Mind, Endeavor, Heal Bell, Stealth Rocks, Stone Edge. Can be like sub Endeavor, Rock Polish, Calm Mind, Magnet Rise, Trick Room, all sorts of different things that Diancie does. Mega Diancie is just beautiful, super solid mon, and I'm excited to use it. So next up we have Tauros. Initially we ended the draft with Mega Diancie into Nihilego, but we decided to drop Nihilego for Tauros and Garbodor. So Tauros gives us a nice third Intimidate user alongside a Sheer Force user. So we can use that Life Orb, Sheer Force, Body Slam, Rock Climb, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, so on and so forth. Gets nice coverage in Earthquake. And has solid base 110 speed, base 100 attack, so pretty solid. With Life Orb and Sheer Force can really be boosted to extreme heights. Last but not least, Garbodor. It gets the ability Stench, Weak Armor, and Aftermath. It gets Toxic Spikes. Really solid Pokemon with Acid Spray. Some cool coverage, some weird tags, Clear Smog and Explosion. So setup shouldn't be too big of an issue. It gets Pain Split, Protect. Like I mentioned, Toxic Spikes, it gets Spikes as well. Stomp and Tantrum, Thunderbolt. So some pretty cool coverage there as well. Something to not be overlooked in prep, especially when curse sets could come out, infestation sets, Toxic Spikes, and all kinds of just annoyance for opponents. But yeah, that's going to be the squad. We'll look at it in full here. Super cool team. I'm really excited to use it. I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and some of my friends said it was a busted team. So hopefully we can see what we can do with it. Really excited for Zeraora and Mega Diancie once again. Primarina for the first time, so yeah, super excited about the team. Let me know what you think about the team. Let me know what you think about the season once we get started. Any kind of predictions, stuff like that, especially for my team in general. Defensive, offensive, so on and so forth, MVPs of the team. But yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.